Good morning and welcome back to another video in the kitchen with Pen, and today I am going to be making a Doner Kebab. Now I use just two ingredients in my Doner Kebab. One is minced lamb, as you can see this is from Tesco's, and the other is a pack of Doner Kebab seasoning that I get from JD Seasonings. I have made the seasoning myself and there is a recipe on the Facebook page. I've also tried others, but this is very good. If you would like to try JD Seasonings, if you place an order and use the code capital letters FYF20, you will get a 20% discount off of your total order. This order is ongoing, and give them a try. I know others on here have tried it and liked it, so give them a try or don't. It's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do. So come along whilst we make a Doner Kebab. First thing first, we want to put the meat into our basin and we want to just break it up a little so that you can see these strands of beef. And in a minute you're going to be wondering why I bothered to do this, but this way you'll get the seasoning further into your kebab. So next step is to add some of your seasoning, and I'm saying some of your seasoning because we're going to add it in two parts. So we're going to add a good half. Oops, that's a nice big lump there. I'll just break that down. Right. Okay, and we're just going to work it through the meat, just like that. You do have to get your hands in. You can do this in a food processor, but I find if you use a food processor, then what happens is you get more pasty meat, and that's, for me, that's not what I want. Right, if you can't get lamb mince, it is becoming far more readily available in the UK. You can use beef mince, and if you can get it, a couple of lamb stock cubes in there really work a treat. Okay, so we've got all the seasoning through the meat, and now this is what I do. Because what I'm doing is I'm pounding that meat really together, and that's what I say. You might wonder why I bothered separating it all, but it's now pounding together with all the lovely, delicious kebab seasonings. So just do this a few times. If you're in a bad mood, two things I recommend doing: making bread by hand, making a Doner Kebab by hand, because you can really, you're just imagine that's your enemy's. Well, I don't know where you'd kick them, quite frankly, but just imagine it's that. Okay, right, so I'm just going to wash my hands and I'll be back. Right then, we have pommeled the mince to a well, within an inch of its life really, and now it looks something like this. So what we do is, right, on the work surface here I've put it on top of a piece of grease-proof paper, and I'm just going to roll it up as I've done when I've made homemade butter. So I'm just going to roll it, screw the ends together, and then just do that. Then going the other way with a piece of foil, and we are going to wrap it tightly in the foil. Now, what you want to do now is you want to pop this in the fridge and leave it in the fridge to chill down and firm up for as long as possible. So this is going in the fridge and I'll be back later with the cook. I'm also going to be showing you a couple of sides to go with the Doner Kebab. One of them is a kebab shop style red cabbage, and we're going to start with that. So what do you need for this? You need half a red cabbage. Now I've only got a small one here, but you need to remember there's just Steve and I, okay, so that's why it's quite small. Half a red cabbage. You need 50 ml of olive oil or rapeseed oil. You need the juice from half a lemon, which will be about 1 tablespoon, so I'm using this because I still haven't replenished my lemons. You need a tablespoon of salt. You need a teaspoon of sea salt and a teaspoon of black pepper. But we'll come on to those, so come along whilst we make kebab shop style red cabbage. Right then, to shred the red cabbage nice and finely, I am using my mandolin, so we just go up and down. Push down on this to make sure that you're getting pressure on and getting all of that lovely red cabbage sliced. There we go, a couple of outside leaves there that didn't. So let's lift this up and see. There we go, we have delicious sliced red, I moved you then, didn't I? Sliced red cabbage. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pop this into a colander or a sieve set over a bowl. And we're going to sprinkle over the tablespoon of salt. So let's sprinkle this over. There we go. And we're going to leave that for about half an hour. And what will happen is that salt will help draw out all the moisture from the red cabbage, meaning, let me look at you, sorry. That will help draw out all the moisture from the red cabbage, meaning that it doesn't run with liquid once it's made. So that gets set aside and we move on to the next side. Now then, back to our red cabbage. It's had its 30 minutes soak and I am squeezing out the red cabbage. I'm actually also going to get onto some kitchen towel just to get any excess out. I have run it under the tap just to make sure it's not going to be too salty, although as you'll know, somebody in this house wouldn't object if it were. Mentioning no names, Steve. So let's get this dried out and into a bowl. Over there. Right, so there's a bowl to pop it in, and I'm just squeezing out any excess water. So we're going to pop it into a bowl. Even that small half was rather a lot of red cabbage, but right, now we need to add in our other ingredients, which were a teaspoon, let me find my teaspoon, a teaspoon of sea salt, this is Malden sea salt, sprinkle that over, a teaspoon of black pepper, 50 ml of oil, and the juice from half a lemon, which I've estimated to be about a teaspoon. Right, so now we just want to toss this all around in to the cabbage. And once again, we're just putting that aside until we eat. But that is how easy it is to make chip shop style red cabbage. So just so you know that I eat it, look at my hair everywhere, my goodness. Just so you know that I eat it, I'm going to take some. That will only get better, trust me, once it's had a chance to, there's nothing wrong with it now, but once it had a chance for all the flavours to mix together, that will be wonderful. So, next step definitely is cooking of the kebab. Well then, what else goes nicely with a kebab? Chilli sauce, of course. We'll just use a bottle. Tzatziki. That goes really well. So tzatziki, there are, well, hundreds of ways of doing it, but I've got a little cheats way here. So all I need is some cucumber, which I've taken the seeds out, you will notice, and I'm going to be grating it in a cloth, and then I'm going to be squeezing it out, much as I did with the potato rösti. In my mini blender, I have some fresh mint leaves and a couple of cloves of garlic. I have obviously some yogurt. I have a little dash of red wine vinegar and some Greek olive oil. Believe me, your olive oil doesn't have to be Greek, I've just got it. Okay, and there'll be salt and pepper. So come on then, let's get this tzatziki made. So as I say, first off, we're just going to grate this cucumber. I'm using the coarse side of the grater, and to hold it, I'll show you. If you hold the what you're grating in your hand like that, you're less likely, I'm not going to tell you it won't happen, but you are less likely to end up scraping your fingers. So we'll come back when this is all grated. Right then, that's the tzatziki cucumber, as you can hopefully see, all grated onto a clean cloth, and now I'm going to bring up the edges, as I say, just as I did when I was doing the potato rösti, and I'm going to squeeze. And loads and loads of water comes out, even though I did remove the skins. So, just shows you, doesn't it? I didn't remove the skins, I do apologise for fibbing, even though I removed the seeds. Right, there you go, and that is the amount of cucumber water that you get just from that small amount. So, next step. Now we just need to whiz up our fresh mint and our garlic. That's it, that's done. So, we are going to actually now put it all together. So, we want some of your yoghurt into a bowl, you can't see the bowl, into a bowl. Just a couple of spoonfuls if it's just a couple of you, obviously more for more of you. We're going to season, because seasoning is obviously incredibly important. So a bit of salt, touch of black pepper, splash of the red wine vinegar, don't need too much, half a teaspoon if you want to measure, maybe not even that, maybe even a quarter, possibly a quarter of a teaspoon, and olive oil, about half a teaspoon. There we go. Right, So that's our wet ingredients in there, and we're just going to mix them together. And now we're going to add in the mint. Oh God, that smells so lovely. There is just something about mint. I absolutely adore the stuff. And it's not just for savoury. It actually goes beautifully, going off tangent here, but it does go beautifully chopped through some natural yoghurt and then put on top of a fruit salad. Sounds odd perhaps, but trust me, it works. So we've gone in with our mint and our garlic, and now we're going to go in with the squeezed out cucumber. And we're just going to combine it all together. Now if you don't have red wine vinegar, a touch of, oh goodness me, lemon juice would work. It's just to get a little bit of acidity in there. So don't think you have to go out and buy special ingredient. And I'm going to be honest with you, you could actually just do the cucumber. Let me talk to you. You could actually just do the cucumber, the yoghurt, and some mint sauce and a little bit of seasoning, and that's done. So that is the tzatziki made. So let's just give it a try, see if it needs anything else. No, I don't think it does. So we'll have this with dinner. Right then, time has moved on, and the Doner Kebab that I made earlier has firmed up and it's been in the fridge for a few hours, so it's time to cook. Now today I'm going to leave it in the foil and I'm going to pressure cook it. So I'm just going to put some water into the inner pot of my 15-in-1 Ninja. I'm just going to put about, what have I done? About 300 ml. Then I'm going to put in the basket, I'm going to put the kebab. We're going to pop it in and we're going to shut the lid and then come down and see what's next. Okay, we're going to select pressure cook and we want it on high, and we'll go for a quick release. And we're going to cook it for 25 minutes. Right, now all I have to do is press start to make sure that my lid is, my vent is sealed, and let me just see, hold on. Right, that's it, my vent is sealed and it's cooking. When it's had its 25 minutes pressure cook, I'm going to unwrap it and I am going to air crisp it. She says I'm pondering whether to try to put it on the skewer and rotisserie it for 5 or 10 minutes just to get some colour on the outside, but that's to follow on. I just wanted to say again about the seasoning mix I used from JD Seasonings. If you do decide to make a purchase, I may get some recompense from them for your purchase, but as I've said before, there's no obligation. The recipe's the same no matter what you use, whether you use JD Seasonings, other ones that you can buy in the supermarkets, other ones that are online, or you follow the recipe that's on the Facebook page In the Kitchen with Pen. So we're going to come back when this is ready to be air crisped. Right then, the pressure cook is finished, and now warning because it's going to start to release the pressure. So let's be ready for it. There you go. I knew it would make me jump. I'm just going to put on the extractor fan so it will get noisy. Having thought about it, I am actually, can't see it properly. Having thought about it, I am actually just going to air crisp in the 15 in 1. So this is how the steam releases. When you do a quick release like this, you don't have to touch it. So I guess it actually makes it safer than some of the other models where you're touching it and always risk burning yourself, don't you? So once that stops, we'll take it out and have a look. Right then, we've moved angles and that seems to be all the pressure released. So I'm going to slide it across and lift the lid carefully. Because as you can hopefully see, that is very hot. So get my gloves and we shall take this out. There we are, there it is. I'm just going to empty the water from the foodie. Right then, who's ready to have a look? I know I am. It'll probably look just like nothing, to be quite honest with you. Right, I'm going to cook it when I air crisp it on the rack, so that's why that's out. Right then, let's see. Oh, you can't see, can you? Oh my goodness. Okay, can you see? Yes, you can see now. Right. Right. Okay. Well, how does it smell? It smells fabulous. I know I always say that, don't I? But it really does smell good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the rack here. Then, oh look at that is, look at, didn't mean to drop it then. I'm telling you to look and you can't see it. Right, look at the distribution of the herbs and spices. Absolutely all the way through. So now we're going back in and we are going to switch it off, switch it on again, and we are going to air fry. And yeah, we'll go back to 10, but we're only going to go for 10 minutes. Oops, 10 minutes and start. So fingers crossed this works. Remember, this is the first time I've done it in here, so see you in a bit. And we have 4 minutes to go and I can't resist a sneaky peek. What about you? Looking good. I promise I won't open it anymore. There we go. Right, you can see why Steve keeps our knives so sharp. This is a specialist ham knife, isn't it, babe?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's cutting, well, it looks like it's cutting lovely. I'm not cutting it, so I can't say. But the meat itself does look nice. And that's the important thing. There you go. You can get the nice crusty bits. I think they're mine. And the smell, oh my goodness, it's just really hit my nostrils. That smells blooming lovely. So we have our Doner Kebab meat. We have a couple of flatbreads. Obviously the kebab style red cabbage, a tzatziki. We have shredded cabbage, some thinly sliced onions, some cucumber, some tomatoes, 2 types of sauce, and I think that should fill us up. So I would just like to say thank you very much for being in the kitchen with Pen. I do hope you've liked this video. If you have, give us a thumbs up. If you really like what we're doing, don't forget to subscribe. Join the Facebook page In the Kitchen with Pen too, because all these recipes, there is a written version on there. So thank you for watching. If you really like what we're doing, ding that bell. Any comments, put them below and I'm happy to reply. So thanks once again for watching, and I'll see you again very soon in the kitchen with Pen and Steve.